Hello everyone, very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the platform of Unacademy, India's largest learning online platform. Yes everyone, am I audible, visible to all of you? Yes boys and girls, am I audible and visible to all of you? Okay. Yes, there are many people always ask me, sir, why should we join Unacademy? Because here we are going to provide you daily live classes, live tests, quiz, structure courses, and unlimited access with one subscription. That means you can attain the lectures of various faculties of the same subject. Yes, with the one subscription. That's the better choice is for you. Yes, everyone, I hope all of you downloaded the app. Those who haven't, please download it. Special classes and plus classes available only on app. Yes, let me introduce myself once again. Those who are new here, my name is Harshvardhan Singh, and on this platform, I'm going to teach you all the aspects of history, including history optional, economics, and international relations. Currently, my lecture series on modern India and economy is going on. Those who want to connect with me or contact with me, they can connect with me through Telegram channel at unacademy_Harshvardhan, or you can directly connect with me through Unacademy app @Harshvardhan Singh for you. I have 9-year experience in the field of civil services as an educator at Delhi, Pune, and Nagpur. Yes, everyone, these are our top educators. Please do watch the videos. It will be really helpful for you in your preparation. Unacademy is going to provide you more than 15,000 courses for UPSC CSE. Yes, more than 15,000 for civil services. So please subscribe to Unacademy. Those who haven't taken subscription of Unacademy, I insist you, please have a subscription of Unacademy because your subscription is important for us. Without your subscription, it's not possible for us to present such video lectures. So we are going to provide you two options, plus as well as iconic. In plus, I insist you at least have 12 month subscription. It will cost around 44,550 after using my code Harshvardhan. The same way, in the iconic, we are going to provide you most important aspect, that is personal coaching, mains question answer writing practice on daily basis. Yes, along with personal guidance. And I insist you at least have a 1 year subscription for iconic course, and it will cost around 67,050 after using my code Harshvardhan. The same way, we are going to provide you the specialty batches from today, bilingual English and Hindi from today. So according to your own convenience, please join it. Unacademy Combat, yesterday it was there, and I hope all of you participated in that. Yes, everyone. So combo offer is there, 88,705 for GS Iconic subscription and optional subscription. If you want to take both plus subscription for GS and optional combo offer, it will cost around 70,103. My special classes available only on app. Please go and watch it. It will be really helpful for you in your preparation. Yes, everyone. So today we are going to start with the another aspect, that is cabinet mission. Before that, I just want to mention quick recap of last lecture. In the last lecture, we have discussed about Quit India movement. The Quit India movement, there were several aspects of Quit India movement we discussed, but the most important aspect we discussed yesterday, that is related to the program. Then we related with the aim. Then we deal with the limitations, and then we deal with the impact or significance of Quit India movement. The most important thing, we have mentioned the features of Quit India movement. The features of Quit India movements are very simple. What kind of feature? Of course, non-violent. Yes, though we have differences of some violence at some places, but in general, this movement was non-violent in nature. Second most important, student and peasants. They are the base or the pillars of this. Next important feature is the participation of native state. Yes, participation of native state, along with one more important feature we have discussed in the last lecture, that is spread of the movement in countryside. Yes, this movement is very important and having huge impact over the villages, and villagers participation was more in this movement. Then we mention about one more feature that is related to underground movement. This underground movement, we mentioned the name of few important personalities, our freedom fighters, Arna Asaf Ali, Usha Mehta, then we mention about Achyut Patwardhan, then we mention about Ram Manohar Lohia. So that is another important thing. Next important feature is the parallel government at many places. Yes, this parallel government at many places is important. Culture we mentioned about Tamluk, we have mentioned Satara, we have mentioned. Yes, along with that, one more important feature, that is guerrilla bands known as Azad Dasta. Yes, Sardar Nityanand was affiliated with that. Along with that, Jai Prakash Narayan, Barendranath Jha, these were the people associated with it. So these are the features of Quit India movement which we discussed in the last lecture. Yes, Chanu, good afternoon. Yes, Seema, good afternoon. Ashwini, Lotus, and all. Yes, I hope this thing is clear to you. Yes, whatever we have discussed in the last lecture, I hope it is clear to you. No question, no doubt, anything. So, what about cabinet mission? As background of cabinet mission is end of Second World War, and a most important thing, end of Second World War, and balance of power shifted towards USA and USA. Am I right? Yes, am I right? That is the one of the reason. Yes, it is not related with my present topic. Whenever I'm going to teach you that particular topic, then you can ask me. Yes, everyone. So, end of Second World War, balance of power shifted from Britain and France towards USA and USSR. They forced the European nation to start the process of decolonization. That is the background for cabinet mission. Second most important factor, yes everyone, second most important factor, wartime promises. Yes, wartime promises were also important factor behind the background. Why? Because they said that they are going to fight this war for freedom, this war to protect the democracy, and now they won the war. They won the war, and now they had made lofty promises at that time, and it's time to fulfill those promises. That's why they initiated the process of transfer of power, and this process of initiation of transfer of power is through cabinet mission. Third most important thing, that is pressure from Indian nationalist. Yes, this is the most important pressure over them. That is, now they realizes it was Quit India movement was eye washer for them. They realized their empire shaken. So that's why they realized no, it is the time to change the thing. And yes, Janu, yes, Lotus, yes, exactly. The most important thing, that is victory of Labour Party. Do you know one surprising thing for here? As Wilson Churchill, he led the Second World War. He led the Britain in Second World War. So Britain emerged as a victor in Second World War under the leadership of Wilson Churchill. But when there was an election, in that election, defeat of Conservatives and victory of Labour Party. It happened in mature democracy only. That if any incident happened, if any particular incident happened and with that influence, that particular incident is going to influence the election. It happened in India because we are still in the process of maturity, but it reached to maturity in Britain and USA because their development is since glorious revolution. Even the American independence was much earlier, so that's why they are matured enough. Clear? So these are the factors behind the, or we can consider the background for formation of cabinet missions. Yes, everyone, is that clear? The background is clear to you? Now, what exactly the cabinet mission? The cabinet mission reached to India in March 1946. They presented the proposal. They presented the proposal in May 1946. They travel all around India and they met all important Indian leaders, stakeholders. And after having conversation with them, they presented their proposal in front of British government. Yes, they presented the proposal in May and in June they left it. So the word basically cabinet mission. The cabinet mission, it is just because the member was a cabinet minister, as there were three members. This cabinet mission is having three members and headed by Patrick Lauren. Yes, Patrick Lauren was the head of cabinet mission. Do you know the name of rest 2? Yes, everyone. Do you know the name of rest 2 people who participated in cabinet mission? And this basically. Who was Patrick Lauren? Patrick Lauren was SOS. That is Secretary of State, and Secretary of State is known as India Minister. Clear? He is a member of cabinet. Everyone. So Patrick Lawrence who headed the cabinet mission, and there were two more people who also participated in that. Do you know the name of rest 2? It's a prelim kind of question. Yes, Rudra. Yes, Rudra, you joined for modern only. You skipped the Indian economy lecture. Yes, yes, yes. The name of the two people, of course, one is the same person who came earlier to India. Yes, Cripps, Henry Cripps. And another person is Alexander. Yes, these were the two people who were the member of cabinet mission, as the Cripps has the first-hand experience of India's situation because the proposal was presented by him, that is Cripps mission in 1942. Yes, so two members were clear to you? Good. Next, aim. What was the aim? Aim was very clear, that is to transfer of power. Transfer of power is an important aim of cabinet mission, as I mentioned in the background only. What time promises, it was there. The second most important thing, pressure from nationalists. So they initiate the process of transfer of power. So cabinet mission was there to check out the possibility and the ways for transfer of power. As they had a discussion with important leader, INC was represented by Maulana Azad. Why? Why Maulana Azad? Why not Gandhi? Why not Nehru? Why not Patel? Most powerful leaders of that time. Then why Maulana Azad? Yes, boys and girls, a very simple question I asked. सवाल बड़े आसान होते हैं, जवाब देना बड़ा मुश्किल होता है. Hmm. INC represented by Maulana Azad. Why Maulana Azad? Why not Patel? Why not Nehru? And why not Gandhi? Lotus said to represent Muslims. Okay. Yes, Ashwini, Rudra, and rest. What do you think? Why Maulana Azad? To show that we represent Muslims as well. Hmm. Yes, what about others? अरे बाकी लोग, you know this thing? यहाँ पे लिख के रखता हूँ. Do you know? Yes, do you know? Say something, boys and girls. That means, as you took lots of time, that means you are doing time pass. The most important thing that you haven't read the book carefully. Maulana Azad was not a representative of Muslim. Maulana Azad represented Congress because he was the president of Indian National Congress. Yes, he was the president of Indian National Congress. Yes, remember one thing, as I mentioned. Do you know when we started this session of MCQ? At that time I mentioned Maulana Azad became the president of Indian National Congress from Rampur session till 1945, because in meanwhile there was no presidentship, no session of Indian National Congress, as the country was in the movement known as Quit India movement, and most prominent leaders of Indian National Congress were in jail. So Maulana Azad was the president of Indian National Congress since then till 1945. In 1946, again Jawaharlal Nehru became the president. So day before yesterday when we discussed about the MCQ, at that time I asked you the same question. Jawaharlal Nehru became the president of Indian National Congress for 4 times. Yes, clear? And I mentioned one more thing. Jawaharlal Nehru gave resignation of Indian National Congress to be a part of interim government, and that's why Acharya Kripalani became the president of Indian National Congress, and this presidentship continued till the independence of India, and that's why Acharya Kripalani was the president of Indian National Congress at the time of independence. Yes, is that clear to you? Yes, is that clear to you? Gandhi. Wow, what about Gandhi? Yes, cabinet mission also made Gandhi, but Gandhiji was not as the member of Congress. Gandhi was representing the Indians. No party affiliation with the Gandhi, and you know that Gandhi was the supreme leader of that time. So without meeting Gandhi, without having consultation with Gandhi, it's not possible for anybody to go ahead, go proceed. Yes, everyone. So Gandhi, when cabinet mission met Gandhi, Gandhi rejected this idea initially. Initially rejected the idea. Sorry. Gandhiji rejected the idea of partition. Yes, Gandhi initially completely rejected the idea and he stood for Union of India. Clear? Then Maulana Azad represents the same views of Congress, that is union and anti-partition. Muslim League, after consultation with Jinnah said that it is not possible for Muslims to stay together with India, with Indian National Congress, so they supported the partition of India. They said that Hindu and Muslim are two different identities. We cannot stay together. Ambedkar Ambedkar represents Scheduled Caste Federation. Ambedkar initially rejected the idea of partition, but later on it convinced with that. Next, depressed class represented by Jagjeevan Ram, and you know Jagjeevan Ram is having much more affiliation with the Congress, the same way with the Congress. Now the Sikhs are represented by Baldev Singh, Master Tara Singh, Gyani Kartar Singh. So I'm asking a very basic question to you. Who was Baldev Singh? Who was he? बलदेव सिंह कौन है भाई साहब ये बलदेव सिंह who was he? Yes everyone, a very simple question I ask you, who was Baldev Singh? And as I ask you, that means it is having some significance. It is having some significance. Without significance I am not going to ask any question. Yes, Baldev Singh. Yes, Ashwini, exactly. He was the first defense minister of India. Yes, when after India, when there was a first cabinet was established, he was the defense minister. Along with that, in interim government also, he has the same position of defense. Clear? Yes. Relatives of Bhagat Singh, that is okay. But most important thing for us, UPSC is not going to ask you a question, no? Whether Baldev Singh was a relative of Bhagat Singh. UPSC is going to ask the question related to that particular person. What Bhagat Singh did, what Baldev Singh did. Clear? So Baldev Singh was basically first defense minister of India and he also had the portfolio of defense in interim government. Clear? So Baldev Singh already rejected the idea of partition. Baldev Singh views is anti-partition. Clear? Master Tara Singh. Master Tara Singh is having, don't get confused with the Master Tara Singh. वो तारा अलग है भाई, वो जो आप तारा सिंह की बात कर रहे हो जो हैंडपंप उखाड़ के लाते थे वो अलग है, ये अलग है. So Master Tara Singh, of course, he was basically supporting the idea of Union of India, but if partition, if partition, then separate state for Sikhs. He said that if partition is going to there, then we want separate state. And what about Gyani Kartar Singh? Gyani Kartar Singh was basically radical among them, and he basically supported the idea of separate Sikh nation. And nowadays, this word is very popular among the so-called journalist media channel, Khalistan. Yes, Khalistan, Khalistan. Yani Kartar Singh said that we want our separate state. As Muslims are basically wanting their own state, the same way Sikh want their own separate state, Khalistan. So these are the views of the Sikh. Most of the Sikhs were in the side of India, most of them. But there are some radical segments, they want the partition and they want a separate state for them. Yes, everyone. Next, what about liberals? Because you know, liberal was a party and Jaikar and Tej Bahadur Sapru. These are the two prominent liberal leaders. They presented the idea and they talk about one thing, that is anti-partition and unity and union of India. Hindu Mahasabha. Hindu Mahasabha represented by Shama Prasad Mukherjee and Popatkar. What do you think? What's their view? Yes, what do you think? What's the view of Hindu Mahasabha? Hmm. What's the view of Hindu Mahasabha? Whether they supporting the idea of partition? Yes, everyone. Yes, what's your view? Shama Prasad Mukherjee is the same person who served as a minister in the first cabinet. Along with that, very interesting thing related to civil services aspirant, and that is one area is very famous in Delhi for UPSC aspirant known as Mukherjee Nagar, and the name of the person is given to that. No, 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 no. Lotus. ये क्या भाई साहब? I don't know whether you're boy or girl because Lotus is considered as a neutral name. Okay, so Shama Prasad Mukherjee, of course, they were stood against the partition, anti-partition, but but that is important. But they want a Hindu Rashtra. They rejected the idea of Muslim have a separate identity and all. They said that only one thing, that is Hindu राष्ट्र. तो आपको जो भी आजकल सुनाई देता है वो बहुत पहले से ही है. Clear? Yes, everyone. Is that clear? Yes, everyone. Clear? Good. Yes, and don't get what I can say. Hence, whenever I am going to say something to you, or whenever I am going to scold you, or it all because of concern. And yes, you are not visible to me. We are in virtual reality. Yes, we are in virtual reality. So I don't know whether you are a boy or girl. And sometimes people used to have a name like Donald Trump. Yesterday, one person visited, Modi ji visited. Previously, Donald Trump came, and one more person, I think Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So such kind of name are given. So I don't know whether it is a boy or girl or anything. So I request you to have your own name. That is more better, so that we can connect with each other, and I can take your proper name. Okay. So if mispronunciation is there, I'm really sorry for that. Next, views of cabinet mission. As cabinet mission came to India, now it's up to them what they were thinking about it. Yes, what's their views? Yes, what's their views? So cabinet mission, first of all, they presented the idea or presented the view that there will be a serious consequences of partition. Yes, it doesn't mean Britishers are not aware of the partition and what will be the horrifying nature of it. They were aware of it, and they presented the view that there will be serious consequences. But as you know what, the madness was at peak. The madness was at peak, and nobody is going to listen, and especially Jinnah. Jinnah was not at all in a mood to realize the horrifying nature of the partition. I'm not joking. I'm going to tell you when we are going to discuss the another section of this event. Then I'm going to tell you the what kind of madness was prevalent at that time, and how Jinnah, after independence, he changed his stand and he said that okay, everything is fine and all. Clear? It is not the case. So the view regarding partition they mention and serious consequences of that. Next, after discussing with all the leaders and parties, they said there is a no consensus. Sorry, consequence लिखा गया. There is no consensus among the leaders and parties. No one is talking on the same line. Everybody was talking about same, a different line. Means as Indian National Congress, they said on different line. They said United India. They said India is an integration of British India plus native states. Native state doesn't have any right. What about Muslim League? Muslim League on very different aspect. They said partition, Pakistani chahiye hame. That's all. They said Pakistan, that's our demand. No negotiation, no concession, nothing else. Six, six were having stand. Either they want to stand with the India or they are having the same aspect of Khalistan. So there is no consensus among the leaders and parties, and that's why they mention a very beautiful statement of that time. They said that are here unable we are here unable to give advice to British government for partition of India. Instead of partition, it is better to have union of India. Clear? Because there is no consensus. No consensus why there should be required of partition, and even they don't have clear cut idea what happened after partition. यानी जैसे उन्होंने अभी यहाँ पे बताया है कि बहुत ही नुकसान होगा आपका, बहुत ज़्यादा नुकसान होगा, but nobody cares at that time. So that's why they said that they don't know the consequences of it. It is better to have Union of India. So that's why they said that we are not in a position to give any advice to British government to have partition. But they presented other ideas as well. For example, they presented the idea of Union of India, and this Union of India consists of British India and native states. Clear? Next, they presented this idea that is foreign affairs, defense, and communication. These should remain under center and rest power under state. Clear? Only three segments. Cabinet mission said that foreign affairs, defense, and communication should remain under center. Rest should be under state. And what about residual power? Yes, what about this? What about this residuary power under center or under state? As I mentioned, their recommendation. These all are the recommendations. They recommend Union India, Union of India. They recommended foreign affairs, defense and communication should be under center. Rest power should be under state. What about residuary power? As Lotus said with the states. Yes, what about you? Yes, what about you? Only Lotus is answering the question. Rest are basically not participating enthusiastically. What can I consider it? Yes, exactly, Janu. Lotus. Good. So residuary powers they talk about with the state. They recommend that residuary power would be there with the state or provinces. And one more proposal they presented, and this proposal is important, that is a formation of constituent assembly, that is constitution making body for India. They recommend that. Now India should have their own constitutional making body, and this is a clear cut indication that Britishers are going to leave their authority. Britishers are going to hand over their authority. And one more important and interesting thing related to the cabinet mission related to the native state, that is that is there should not be, or there is no transfer of paramountcy from British crown to native state. That means there should not be any kind of princely state present in India. So they have given a clear cut indication that there is no scope for presence of native state in India. Yes, everyone. So it is very clear cut ideas presented by cabinet mission along with the other points. So whether all these points are clear to you? Yes, whether all these points are clear to you? Or do you have any question, any confusion? Yes, boys and girls? Clear? If it is clear, then let me know, because I'm having questions. I'm having ample of question in my life, and I'm going to ask you. Clear? Yes, everyone, is that clear? Good. So now, as it is clear, okay. Nope. Lotus, it is not at all the case. Transfer of power to India and Pakistan only. Who said that? I said that here, no consensus, and they said that we, and this point is important, their statement, we are unable to advise British Crown to transfer of power to two entities. That means they rejected the idea of partition. That's why I mentioned they presented the idea of Union of India, rejected idea of partition. Clear? Now what Ashwini asked, you are saying the proposal of formation of Constituent Assembly means leave India by British, and the above point Union of India said that British India and native state. British India means where the British government is having direct control. As you know that this is the map of India at that time. So there were presence of native states everywhere. Yes. So these native states, these native states were not part of British India. British India means Bombay Presidency is a British India. Madras Presidency is a British India. Clear? Bengal Presidency, British India. Now you get it. But Baroda is not part of British India. Baroda separate. Jodhpur separate. Jaipur separate. Kolhapur separate. Is that clear now? Yes, Ashwini, is that clear? यानी जब वो भारत का निर्माण कर रहे हैं तो यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ ऑल means they rejected the idea of existence of native state after transfer of power union, and this union consists of British India and native state. Yes, Ashwini, is that clear to you? Good. गुड. सो अरे आपने आपके सवालों ने हमारे सवाल भूल गए. What I was asking to you. Huh, yes, tell me. As residuary power, they mention about the provinces. Okay. I have very basic question. What about present situation in India? Yes, what about the present situation in India related to residuary power? Yes, boys and girls, what do you think? What about the present situation of residuary power in India? Whether it is with the states or whether it is with the provinces or whether it is with the union government, that is center. Lotus hit, now it is with center. Now it is with center. What about you? What do you think? As you are the student of quality as well, and it's my uttermost duty to ask such a very simple question to you. Center, center, agree? Everyone agree? But why it is with center? That is the important question for me. Yes, first was a basic question. Whether it is there with state or center. You said center. But why with the center? Why not we kept it with the state? That is provinces. Very simple question. Very, very simple question. And do you know what? This idea of residuary power with the state was rejected by Indians, that is Indian national movement at that time only. And that's why I asked this question. Why? Any logic? Yes. Any logic? Anything? Why it is with center? And as I mentioned only that Indian National Congress since beginning they rejected this idea of residuary power with state. Yes, Lotus. Yes, yes, yes. Lotus, you are on the right track. Shabash. Very good, very good. It is very simple that India is a diverse country. India is not a geographically diverse country. India is a linguistically, India is a culturally, India is an ethnically diverse country. And every culture is, if you consider the European context terms of nationality, every province is having their own nationality in terms of European concept. So that's why if residuary power state with the if residuary power stays with the state, then it will be a danger for unity of India. It is a dangerous thing for integrity of India, and that's why since then India opposes the idea and Indian nationalist opposes the idea of residuary power with state. Yes, 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 yes. Exactly, exactly. Lotus is the only candidate. Rest are just there. Good, 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 good. Yes, is that clear to you? Why residuary power should be there with the center as the demand of Indian National Congress and what was proposed by cabinet mission. So one more proposal is there from the side of cabinet mission, that is this proposal is of 386 seats total, 293 from British India and 93 from native states. Means जो भी यहाँ पे यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया बनेगा, this is the proposal. This is the proposal, and this proposal, that is Union of India, this Union of India consists of 293 members to be elected from British India and 93 members to be elected by native state. This all consists of 386 members, and they also talk about the group, three groups from British India, that is these 293 from the three groups, and these three groups were A group, B group and C group. A group consists of the most important states, B group consists of the Punjab, yes we have mentioned Punjab, Sindh and North West Frontier Province. The C group consists of Bengal and Assam, and D group consists of native states. Means whole India is divided into these grouping system A, B, C, D. Yes everyone, is that clear to you? So what comes under A? Of course other than that means UP, Bihar, CP, Bombay, Madras, etc. Yes, UP, Bihar, CP, Bombay, Madras, etc. comes under Group A, and Group B specifically related to Punjab, Sindh and Northwest, and Group C related with Assam and Bengal. So just look at this grouping carefully. Can we find out some separatist tinge? Yes, everyone, just look at this grouping. Can we find out any separatist tinge? Is it visible? Yes, is it visible to you? Something. Just look at it carefully and imagine the Pakistan of 1947. So can we consider the B and C after partition became the part of Pakistan? Yes, everyone. That's my point. That's I want to show you. That's I want to show you. That is B and C. B and C. Next. Now the response from the stakeholder. Response from the stakeholder. Like what when the cabinet mission presented their proposal, then what is the response from Indian National Congress? What's the response from Muslim League? What's the response from Sikhs? Yes. What's the response? What do you think? What's the expression of Indian National Congress? Yes, what do you think? What's the response of Indian National Congress? What's the response of Muslim League? What's the response from Sikh? Yes, Ashwini, exactly. It is visible, clearly visible. What do you think? What is the response from Indian National Congress, Muslim League, Sikhs? क्या होगा response यार? Whether Congress overwhelmingly supported this idea, whether Muslim League overwhelmingly supported, whether Sikhs rejected, what about the Congress Socialist? Yes, what about Congress Socialist as well? Okay, the response is very simple. Indian National Congress finally accepted. Initially they had a problem. Initially they had a problem, but finally they accepted, and the problem is related with the native state. Problem is related with the nomination of the members from native state. So that's why initially they have objection, they have a problem, but finally they accepted it. Yes, cabinet mission plan is accepted by Congress. The same way, what about Congress Socialist? Congress Socialist Party is another important stakeholder. They opposed it. They opposed this plan of cabinet mission. What about Muslim League? Eventually accepted. The word eventually, it means they were not happy, but later on they eventually accepted. Why? Because of grouping. Which grouping? Punjab, Sindh and Northwest Frontier Province, Bengal and Assam. This grouping, and they sought this as an opportunity to have a separate state. That's why they accepted this idea. And what about Sikh? Sikh rejected the idea presented by cabinet mission. Yes, everyone. So these are the important stockholders, stakeholders of freedom movement. INC finally accepted, Congress Socialist opposed it, Muslim League eventually accepted because of grouping, and Sikh completely rejected this idea. So what next? Next is basically breakdown plan. This breakdown plan was presented by then Viceroy Webel. Presented by then Viceroy Webel. And this plan is completely, or this is a clear-cut indication that Britishers are going to leave India, because they said clearly, date they mentioned, total withdrawal by March 1948. That is, Britishers are not going to stay in India by March 1948. क्लियर कट, यानी पार्टीशन होना है तो इसके पहले होगा, देश इकट्ठा रहेगा तो इसके पहले होगा. वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू एंटरटेन यू आफ्टर दैट. नेक्स्ट, phase wise withdrawal of British officers and officials. Yes, it is important because Britishers, as I mentioned, they were having matured and they are having matured democracy, and they realizes one thing: if suddenly Britishers are going to end their rule, it will lead to anarchy, it will lead to chaos. So that's why they said that we are going to leave India, but in phase manner. Officers and officials are going to leave India in phase manner. So first from south, first from south, then from north. Along with that, first from Congress provinces and then from League provinces. Clear? So this is the plan he presented, and that plan is known as breakdown plan. Clear-cut indication that British authority is going to end by March 1948. Clear? Yes, everyone. Is that clear to you? Then London talks. London talk as basically headed by the same head of cabinet mission, that is Patrick Lawrence. It was headed by Patrick Lawrence. Who participated in London talk? Who participated? Baldev Singh, Jinnah, Jawaharlal Nehru, and one more person was there. Yes, in London talks there were 4 people participated in that. This London talk was basically to end the breakdown, sorry, to end the deadlock between these people, as they were the member of interim government, along with that to solve the problem of India's freedom. So there was a meeting known as London talks. Baldev Singh, Jawaharlal Nehru, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and one more person was there. I am asking the name of that person. This London talk was to end the deadlock. To end the deadlock and to make the free way for independence of India. But London talks failed. But it failed. And why it failed? Because the attitude adopted by Muslim League was uncompromising in nature. They are not at all going to end their demand of separatist state. And you know that when cabinet mission, the cabinet proposal was there, and after that they said that we are unable to give advice of partition. That's why Jinnah was so angry and he called for an important day on 16th August 1946, that is Direct Action Day, DAD. And from this moment, riots in India is a usual feature. The condition of India was like civil war. So this is the way they want to find out. That's why London talks was there, but it failed. And yes, one more person participated, known as Sardar Patel. So Baldev Singh, Jawaharlal Nehru, Jinnah, and Sardar Patel participated in that, but they failed to yield any result because the attitude adopted by Muslim League was uncompromising in nature. Yes, everyone, is that clear to you? Yes, boys and girls, is that clear to you? Any question, any query, any doubt? Clear? No confusion, no doubt, nothing else. No question, boys and girls, is there any question? No. Okay. So, this topic, freedom and partition, we are going to discuss in the next class, and next class will be of more than 2 hours. So, please be ready for that. Yes, in the next lecture, and the date and timing, everything will be updated to you. Yes, everyone. So that's all for today's lecture. Thank you very much for your valuable time. One more important thing, if you like the lecture, please like it, share it, subscribe. One like, just one like is there. You can like it, share it, subscribe it. Along with that, please subscribe to Unacademy because your support is important for us. If whenever you're going to subscribe, use my code Harshvardhan, and please follow me on Unacademy app. Please follow me on Unacademy Telegram channel at Unacademy underscore Harshvardhan so that you will get the information related to lecture. Yes, so that's all from my side. Thank you very much for your valuable time. Have a good day, great day. Stay safe.